Hey everybody, welcome to the Book Bar. It's time for some Star Wars trivia. I'm Justin. With me as always is my brother Tyler. Tyler, what's going on with you tonight?
Well, I'm feeling pretty good. We've got Solo tonight. I've done my prep. I've done my work. I've done my homework. I think today's going to be the round. I think we're going to take it all the way. I think so. So I'm feeling great. How are you feeling about that humiliation you're going to have to do when I'm perfect?
Hasn't even crossed my mind, to be honest with you. I think it's a non-starter. I don't even see why there's any reason for us to discuss it. I think that's pretty much it. So that's what's on tap for tonight. It is Solo, a Star Wars story. Everyone's favorite character backstory. What do you call that? An origin story. Everyone's favorite origin story. Solo made tens of dollars at the box office. It really crushed it. I really like this movie. I really like the one-off Disney movies. I like Solo, like Rogue One. But that's what's on tap tonight. I have prepared a set of diabolically challenging questions for Tyler. He's in the hot seat tonight. He has to answer the trivia questions. But that's not only what's on tap, because we always like to share what we're drinking too. Tyler, what are you drinking tonight?
Tonight, Justin, I have a little Alaskan amber, so a refreshing amber beer. It's going to go down nice and smooth today. How about you?
I am actually drinking, I don't have the bottle with me here, but I have a Sam Adams Oktoberfest right here in my Drink Michigan beer mug. The wife saw it at the store today. You know, it's a limited release. Usually right at the end of summer, beginning of fall is when it drops. Mm-hmm. It was there. She grabbed it. And so I'm gonna drink it.
She's like, my husband's an alcoholic. He'll love these, and so she just loaded up on him. Perfect.
She gets me.
She really does. She really knows you well. All right.
Oh boy. So welcome everybody on the chat. Who's jumping on? What's going on? All right, Tyler. Moving right along. Our first segment is always Frederick's Fact Check. If you are not familiar with the channel, we have a fact checker, the best in the business. His name is Frederick. He goes over our past week's streams for any false, misleading, or inaccurate statements that Tyler and I may have made from the previous show. Because unlike so many other people nowadays, if we make a mistake, we like to get it right. Frederick fact checks us. He puts together a report. He sends it to Tyler. Tyler summarizes it, and he shares it with everyone. Tyler, what did Frederick have to say about last week?
Let's see here. So first up, Frederick says, when talking about the developmental Star Wars Trivia Schmodown League, so this is like the Schmodown minor leagues that we talked about last week for Star Wars Trivia. He said, you both said that the contestants were, quote, idiots that should feel bad about themselves. And then he said, you followed it up by saying, quote, no offense. Now, Frederick
well, then we're free.
Right. So that's what you'd think. But then Frederick says, just because you say no offense doesn't mean you can say whatever you want and it's not offensive. So wow. I don't know that I buy that. Frederick, I'm pretty sure that that's in the Geneva Convention, that if you say no offense can be taken. So I think he's got to look that up. I think Frederick has to do his homework here.
I would agree there. I see and I hear people say that all the time. So I don't know about that one, Frederick. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyway, next up, Frederick says, last week we talked about our trip to Wrigley Field and tried to recall when the stadium was built. So he says here, Wrigley Field, formerly called Weigman Park, and Cubs Park was built in 1914, making it the oldest park in the National League and second oldest park in all of baseball, only behind Fenway, which was built in 1912. And Frederick says that fact check was a real home run.
Oh, Frederick. Oh.
Okay. Oh, geez.
Comedy is not Frederick's thing.
Why don't you leave that to us here, Frederick? But now he does say there's a GIF he wants us to play. Let's see what this is all about here. Okay, so Vader's at the plate. Whoa! Okay, wow, goes deep.
And he broke the Death Star.
No. Oh, holy crap. Okay.
Oh, man. Yeah. He probably didn't want to do that.
Oh, no, I mean, watching that, think about this. You remember when, you broke a window when you were a kid? And,
man.
Oh, crap. What are my parents going to do? He just blew up the Death Star. How do you think the Emperor is going to feel about that?
Well, if he was on board, he's not going to be too happy. We know he'll survive. But can we just talk about the amount of power that Vader must have hit that ball with to not only hit it out of the stadium, but to literally just demolish and explode the Death Star? That is That's some serious Sith power right there.
Vader's always putting his work in the cages. I mean, that's why you don't always see Vader all the time, because like he's putting in the work. He's in the cages. Yeah. I know he has a Wii baseball inside of his main chamber.
Great practice.
So he's always practicing all the time, and it shows. I mean, perfect form, really got that power behind the ball and hit it right through the stadium, blew up the Death Star. So, great hit. Poor result for him. He's going to be in some trouble, but still very impressive.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Finally, Frederick says, last week you two tried to describe the beers you were drinking, and you described them as crisp, delicious, and refreshing, which seems reasonable. But you also described them as ominous, precocious, and perfunctory, which shows that you both don't know what those words mean. Frederick, I just have to say, I find that fact check to be very parsimonious.
Excellent. Well done. Okay. Well done, Tyler. And by the way, Justin, Frederick, I won a spelling bee in the 5th grade. Don't know if you knew that, but so I think I know what words mean. I'm pretty sure it was preschool that you won that spelling bee, if I'm not mistaken. At some point in the past. And there it is. All right. And there's a Frederick fact check for you, Justin. All right. Well, thanks so much, Frederick. Well done. Except for the whole comedy bit. Again, leave that to us, would you? Yeah, leave that to the professionals. Hey, a good gift, though. I like the gift that he included. That was nice. Excellent. Yeah, that's true. That was a nice touch. Good gift work. Next week, we are going to have a special Star Wars trivia guest. Our good buddy Jeremy over at Templar Pops is going to be coming on to go through the ringer. He's going to sit in the hot seat. And we're going to have a little, I wouldn't say a truncated version of the show, but a little different version of the show. Yeah. He's going to come on. We're going to learn a little bit about Jeremy Templar Pops, big supporter of the channel. And we are going to put him through the ringer, though. He's going to have to answer some questions. We're going to have some rapid fire questions, some standard Star Wars trivia questions for him. And to make it a little more interesting, Tyler and I are going to gamble on how Templar does next week. We'll get into that a little more next week, but we're going to have a score that he has to get an over-under, and the loser is going to have to perform some type of humiliation. So that way one of us will be rooting very heavily for Templar. The other will be rooting very heavily against him. Yes, they will. We just thought, we're going to spice it up a little bit. So be on the lookout for that. We're going to have some guests the next few weeks before Tyler and I start the next round of head-to-head competition with the Phantom Menace. So be on the lookout for some guests coming up in the future. And some guaranteed humiliations each week. And, when you come on the show, too, you're always going to have one of us rooting for you and against you, so the pressure is going to be on. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to this. It's going to be great. And we both said, too, for our first guest, we were talking about who's it going to be, and we both immediately said, has to be Templar Pops, has to be Jeremy from Templar Pops, no question about it. Council member, one of our biggest supporters and fans, so super excited to have him on. And it's going to be great to watch Justin do humiliation. I got to tell you, I'm really looking forward to that. We'll see how that goes. Templar says he wants the ringer, and you're going to get it. Unless I have the over, in which case I will alter the questions to make them easier and or give you hints throughout the stream. So, All right. And with that, Justin. With that, Tyler, it's trivia time. Solo, a Star Wars story. But before we get into that, those who may not be familiar with how BookBar Trivia works are going to have to learn about it. And as always, Tyler, it's your job to tell everybody how it works. BookBar Trivia consists of 4 rounds. The first round is the Youngling level. This level consists of 5 questions worth 2 points apiece. These are questions where a Star Wars fan that watched the movie recently should have a very good shot at getting these questions correct. The second round is the Padawan level. These questions are much harder. 5 questions in this round worth 3 points apiece. And these questions require great attention to detail, as any information that can be gleaned from the movie itself can be used as a question. This means even something said only once or in a passing breath is fair game. Very difficult questions. Third round is the Jedi Knight level, so it gets even more intense here. There are 5 questions worth 6 points apiece, and this round, these questions are just not for the faint of heart, as anything considered canon for the movie is fair game. This means supplemental reading is required for success in this round. The fourth and final round is the Jedi Master level. 11 points are up for grabs in this round, which will consist of multi-part questions to see how deep your Star Wars knowledge goes. Only the most diehard of fans will have a chance in this round, and if
I get every question correct at every level, I will score a perfect 66, and then Justin will have to perform a humiliation of my choosing. And that is Book Bar Trivia. But of course, as always, we encourage the chat to participate. They can give right answers, wrong answers, misleading answers, funny answers, and absurd answers, and we can always go to the chat for help. We just have to sift through all the nonsense to do so. And with that, Justin, it's time.
It is time, and since Tyler is the one guessing today, you are actually prevented from putting correct answers in the chat only tonight. So wrong, misleading, everything else, please go ahead and flood the chat with nonsense.
No, that is false. You can absolutely put correct answers in there. And if you could please note after each one of your responses whether or not this is a wrong answer, misleading answer, funny answer, or absurd answer, or a right answer. Just put it in parentheses or brackets at the end of your statement so that I know. That way I don't have to spend a bunch of time sifting. I can just say, here's the right answer, and I'll just say that. So if we could just do that going forward, really appreciate it, guys. Thanks as always. We love you. And
so now, Tyler, before we do question one, I have to point this out because I just noticed it. So with where our pictures are, okay, on the camera in the background I chose, if you look below us, it is literally nothing but a shot of everyone's crotch. Did you notice that?
I didn't even notice that.
If you look right here, it's Han's crotch, and then you've got Qi'ra's crotch, and then you've got Lando's crotch. If you go over by you got Chewie's and Beckett's.
Oh, yeah.
Val and L3 over here are a little further back, but this is essentially just a picture of all of the main characters' crotches for your viewing pleasure, I guess.
Yeah, it's so funny. Because while I was sitting here, I was like, why does it smell like balls right here? And now I know. I've got a bunch of crotches right in my face.
Yeah.
But that's perfect for the clicks, But we got to have those Star Wars crotches right there.
It's a distraction tactic. I actually did that on purpose because then you'll be drawn to them and you won't focus on the question.
And I'm just going to be drooling the whole time. Oh, my God. I can't. I'm sorry. What was the question? Jeez. I was looking at Han's hog.
And with that, what a perfect segue right into question number one. Here we go, youngling level, just getting it warmed up, Tyler. Are you ready?
Okay, let's do it.
Here we go. Question number one. Many of our heroes were recast in the prequel story, Solo. This multi-talented actor-artist played the smooth-talking scoundrel, Lando Calrissian.
That he did, and gotta tell you, huge fan of this actor. Loved him in Gilmore Girls. Has to be one of my favorite roles of his. No, of course. So as you know, we're both really big fans of his from Community. Loved him in Community. Dan Harmon's comedy show. It was so funny. He was hilarious in it. I was a fan of his stand-up back in the day. He's now a rap artist who I think is very, very good. Wrote and produced his own show and starred in it, Atlanta, which is actually a terrific show. And so, of course, it is the one and only Donald Glover. Amazing, amazing. And we got some answers in the chat there. No, not Desi Arnaz.
It's not Desi Arnaz. Are you sure?
No, you
can accept this as your own.
I am going to go with Donald Glover from the Pop Sith. See, I've got the Pop Sith back, and so now I'm feeling good. Yeah. I told you I was going to go perfect at the beginning of this, and now I feel even better because I got my wingman, right? I've got
Pop Sith. Now that Tyler's answering this week, I'm super excited that you're going to be here for the whole stream to help him. That's really great. That's super.
This is going to be good. And, definitely don't feed me the correct answers the entire time, Pop Sith. Definitely don't do that.
Jedi John, what's up? Flavor Flav?
Oh, Flavor Flav.
Maybe.
No, not Flavor Flav. He was in Rogue One. You're thinking of Rogue One.
Flavor Flav was in Rogue One. It's so easy to get the two one-offs Disney movies mixed up. That's okay. Yeah. Common mistake, Jedi John. Don't beat yourself up about it. It's all good. Yeah.
Glad you're here.
All right, Tyler. You are correct. Donald Glover it is.
2 points, baby.
2 points for you. Moving right along to question
64
numero
more to go.
Dos. Oh, here we go. As I say dos, I want to also straighten something out that Frederick must not have saw from last week. There was an issue about me putting the wrong question up. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I actually put the right question up, and then we got sidetracked immediately. So we started talking. And then we went back, and so then I clicked to the next question again, which then
really?
went up. But I actually did. I did flip it at the proper time, but then I flipped it again. Just saying.
Okay. So you still made a mistake. Your mistake was just at a different time than we initially suspected.
It was
glad you clarified that.
It was not as bad a mistake, I think, as the other mistake.
Okay,
so,
I guess. Good clarification. We're glad you mentioned that.
Thanks for making me feel better. Okay.
No problem.
Well, this was helpful. Question number 2.
Okay.
And boy, am I rooting for you. The film opens on this planet, the home world of Han Solo, Qi'ra, and even Wedge Antilles.
And that shows why he's such a hard-nosed fighter. He came from the mean streets of this planet. And what did you think of how they had the planet designed? The architecture of everything, kind of the gritty, raw feeling of the planet. What would you make of all that?
Well, I did like it. I like the kind of old, beaten-down industrial style. Although, I'm not a planet expert, but I thought Corellia was more of like a jungle-ish planet or a forest planet. I thought, but this is just one of the hubs, maybe one of the industrial hubs. So I guess those things aren't, exclusive. But I actually kind of like the way it was. What did you think?
Yeah, I liked it. I love the opening too with the speeder. I thought that was cool. Just to have kind of the classic car chase at the beginning of the film was just choice. Really, really enjoyed it.
That's right. Did you see Dale said that earlier in the chat? Choice.
He said choice.
I think
choice, baby.
Or he said noise. He said noise. That's right.
Okay. We've got Croissant.
Yes, Pop Sith. He's playing the game now. Excellent.
And then here's a Coruscant. So so we got someone saying
wait. Dale says I gave away the answer again.
Oh, did you?
Did I?
Did I not even notice?
I didn't notice either.
Did he really say it again? Because if so, that puts us even for making that mistake. Can the chat clarify? Come on, BookBarBros.
No, look, Pop says thanks for giving the answer, Justin.
Oh my God! Damn it! He can never hold that over my head ever again.
He knew it from the very beginning, away.
Oh man!
He avoided
but that's the same thing that happened to me. It was when you clearly seemed to know the answer, and we got to talking about it, and then I made the mistake of giving it away, and you never let me live it down. I mean, at family events, anywhere we go, he was bringing it up constantly, trying to hold it over my head. I'd get a call at 3 in the morning.
From now on, I'm going to read the question. I'm going to do this.
Okay. Well, I mean, that would be better for everybody, honestly. So please do. And of course, the answer is Corellia. Count it.
Damn it. Yes.
All right.
Only because I gave it to you. So I'm going to give you half credit because I don't think you would have gotten it otherwise.
Okay.
All right.
I am perfect.
The answer is Corellia. Jeez, come on. Question number 3.
You stupid idiot. All right.
It's fair. Beckett tells Han of a big shot gangster putting together a crew on this planet. First seen in episode 4.
Indeed. Lots of callbacks in this movie. I'd like to talk about more of them, but obviously I can't spoil in case there are questions. But
the answer is this.
All right. But there's a lot, even in this last watch through I did, just before, I just finished yesterday. I caught another one that I had missed before, all kinds of callbacks to previous movies, which is pretty cute, that they do it. Because some of them are pretty subtle, right? I mean, this one is really on the nose. It's hard to miss this one.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is not a subtle Easter egg or a callback.
No.
Now, what do you think? Now, Star Wars, happens in a galaxy.
Far away.
Far away. A long time ago. But it's supposed to be so big. And the bigger it is, I think, the better. And the more stories you can tell. But it seems like every time they have a new show or a new movie or a new something, they always try to tie it to something. Now, I get why they do that. But sometimes I think they try to tie things together too much. Do you know what I mean? Where almost it does make it feel small. I'm not the first person to ever say this. Like, I've heard other people say this. I mean, like, a lot, but like, it does make sense. You're like, oh, okay, so now you know this person, you know that person, and then it becomes like, like a Skywalker thing and The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. It's something that so many people had a problem with Rey. Is like, does everybody have to know everybody? Does every good Jedi have to be related to some other person? Do you know what I mean?
No, absolutely. It definitely shrinks the entire universe. But the fact that, everyone is just connected in the story seems a bit strange. Like, there are some times when you could make sense of it, given how powerful they are within the galaxy, that if there's other powerful people, they would mingle. But when you just kind of have like random characters doing these kind of side quests, it seems a bit crazy that they all have connections to like every other character we've ever met. Right. When, like, if you think about a galaxy, so like our galaxy is pretty standard size. Okay, so if this is anything like ours, we have like 100 billion suns in our galaxy. Stars. We call our star the sun, but they're stars, and most of which have planets. So you're talking about like tens of billions of planets in your average galaxy, and yet all of these people just know each other. Like, that's that seems totally plausible. If you're really,
I don't know the people that live across the street from me.
Right. I mean, exactly. Barely know any of these people, but they know everyone in the entire galaxy, it seems like. And they even know this gangster who's on Tatooine, of course.
Are you sure it's not Mimban? Pops did put not the right answer in parentheses afterwards.
Okay, see, thank you. Man, this is going to make it so much faster. Like, thank you guys for following these rules. Okay, I really appreciate it.
Dale's trying to Endor. Yep. You can't.
It's gonna be easier to throw me off later on. This early, it's gonna be a little bit tougher.
All right, you are correct. It is Tatooine. I did not give you the answer that time. So well done you, well done me. I think we both win. We both get points. I'm going to give myself points.
Yeah. You should.
Yeah.
Where's our standard congratulatory confetti? There it is. Congratulations to us. Correct answer.
Both of us
didn't give it away.
Yeah.
There we go.
Win-win. Now we should pursue a win-win-win.
Right. That's where all three of us win. Like the two of us and the chat all win.
And the chat wins. We all win.
And that's the ideal situation.
Question number 4, Tyler. Are you ready in the youngling level?
Let's do it.
After Phil Lord and Christopher Miller were fired in June of 2017 following creative differences with Lucasfilm, this Happy Days star turned director was hired as their replacement.
Indeed. What is your favorite movie by this director, Justin?
You're going to have to remind me of some so that I don't have to sit here and think in silence.
So let's pull up. I'm going to pull up a list of all of this director's movies.
Now, I have to be careful not to say the name of this director.
Okay, let's see.
I don't know if you know her name.
Oh, now I'm really confused. Who could this possibly be? Let's see. I'm typing in this director's movies.
Well, what did it say?
Yeah, right. It says I need to be more specific. Okay, here we go. Popular movies by this director. I mean, why don't we just pull up the IMDb and let's see. Known for, see all. Let's go over some of them. I'm just going to
give me the answer so we can just say it.
Okay, it's Ron Howard, of course.
It is Ron Howard, absolutely correct.
And let's see, executive producer on Arrested Development. That's right. He also narrated Arrested Development.
Yeah, if you remember that. Yeah, you're right. He was the narrator on Arrested Development, wasn't he?
Let's see. Inferno. That was that. What was that? Kind of like a sequel to The Da Vinci Code or something, I think.
No, not The Da Vinci Code. Angels and Demons was the sequel to The Da Vinci Code, I think.
Oh, okay. So what's Inferno? I don't know. Never saw it.
Isn't that...
okay. So here's
the big towering building on fire. Is that what Inferno was? I don't know. I feel like that's a really famous movie, but I don't know if I've seen it.
IMDb's pulling up like everything he's worked on. I just want like the movies he directed. Okay, popular movies directed by Ron Howard. In the Heart of the Sea, The Beatles Solo, Angels and Demons, The Da Vinci Code. There's some. A Beautiful Mind. Oh, man.
Oh, Beautiful Mind. There you go. That one was an Academy Award winner, I think, right?
Cinderella Man.
He did Cinderella Man, too?
Really? Yeah, did Cinderella Man. Apollo 13. I'd probably go with Apollo 13 for me. I absolutely loved Apollo 13.
Yeah.
They shot it on that plane where they actually go up and then they nosedive so that you're weightless for a time. So that way, and that's why it looks so good in the movie. Because you can tell they're not on strings at all. They're actually weightless. Just amazing.
Really cool how they shot that.
Yeah, so I'd have to go with that one probably. Oh, he did Gung Ho. You remember Gung Ho?
Gung Ho?
Holy crap!
That is an old comedy
about that
that
movie.
I remember watching when we were kids because our dad loved it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
man.
1986.
Yeah, I was 5 when that movie came out. You weren't even born when that movie came out.
And I still saw it in the womb.
And you still saw it in theater.
Yeah, no, you can see movies even after you were born.
What?
Yeah, no, that's a thing.
And he
Michael
did Solo,
Keaton.
a Star Wars story. That's my favorite.
And he did Solo. Okay, anyway.
Okay, are we ready to move on? The final Youngling level warm-up question. Here we go. Boom. Oh, gung-ho was cool. Oh, you got that. I was going to say, you hid my question away.
Okay, sorry. Let's go to the question.
Human female resistance fighter led the Cloud Riders, a band of pirates and rebel group that fought against the crime syndicate, the Crimson Dawn.
That she did in this, of course. Cool scene. I do like the train heist. Again, they pulled from a lot of older genres, right? You've got the old school car chase, but takes place with speeders. Now you have a train heist segment here, but it's done with the convex. Oh, I shouldn't be saying things. Hopefully that's not a question.
Well, you can just okay, yeah.
And then the Cloud Riders, and then the Cloud Riders, of course, come in. I thought that was pretty great. The only thing that seems strange is, when they're both kind of fighting over the coaxium, right? Like at the very end, kind of tugging on it, and then Han decides he's going to let go. And then the Cloud Riders have it, and it just like detaches, like they can't even carry the weight, and then it falls down and explodes. You're kind of like, like they couldn't even have stolen it, right? They couldn't carry that. They had it. They had it in the bag.
Even if they were like, let it go, and Han's like, fine, it just would have flung away anyways.
Like you think they had a little more preparation than that. Like for goodness sake, you couldn't even carry the load.
Again, a small change fixes that, right? It's like Han lets it go. The weight kind of throws them off. They almost hit a cliff or something. And then they lose it.
They have to drop it or something.
Or drop it, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make a note to Ron Howard just for future reference.
Please do. Or maybe we could get Frederick or someone, get our people in touch with Ron Howard to see if he will come on the show and explain to us what on earth he was thinking when he wrote that scene. So
yeah, I think that's a really good call. And we can talk to him about Gung Ho as well. So let's get Ron Howard on the show. We are doing guests coming up as well, so we'll try to schedule Ron Howard sometime soon for y'all. Another thing that kind of surprised me about that too is they're talking about all of that Katniss Everdeen.
That's a possible answer.
Yeah, she doesn't show up until later in the movie. So when when that coaxium drops, they talked about this is enough coaxium to like fuel an entire fleet. I don't know about you. I would have thought the explosion was bigger. It blows up that mountain. Don't get me wrong. It's powerful, but like, no, I was expecting a bigger, I'm expecting like that whole planet to blow up or something,
Yeah, I would agree. I would totally agree because it wasn't that big of an explosion. It seems like you could have just even pulled it in something kind of far behind your ship, and if it blows up, then that just kind of blows up and you lose it. I don't know.
It doesn't. It makes it not seem. It makes it not seem as dangerous when like one of the biggest shipments of it really just kind of has that explosion they could just get away from. So why are they worried about these little vials and stuff? Yeah, I don't know. Again, I'm going to write this down.
A small vial of coaxium is really that dangerous. I just can't imagine that a small little vial of coaxium is that dangerous.
Well, we'll ask Ron Howard about this when we have him on. So, of course, the Cloud Rider, the leader of the Cloud Riders is Enfys Nest.
That is correct. And you are a perfect 5 for 5 in the Youngling level. Well done, Tyler. Well done, Tyler. Now, before we move on, just a reminder that we are on Patreon. Or as it's actually pronounced Patreon. Thank you to all of our Nerd Level 1, 2, and 3 supporters. We love you all so much. And, of course, our council member, Templar Pops, next week's guest, who is going to be in the hot seat answering Star Wars trivia questions, rapid fire questions, and Tyler and I will be betting and guessing and doing all kinds of other fun, stupid things like always.
Emphasis on stupid.
Your entertainment.
All
right. So moving right along, pal.
Yeah, we got to get this. We got to get this perfect game in the bag real quick,
Oh boy. So we're moving on now. It's Padawan question time now. Again, for those of you that may not be familiar, the difficulty level now skyrockets.
Yeah.
Really, you could argue that the Padawan and the Jedi Knight they're just different style questions, but they are equally as difficult.
Yeah, I would agree.
No gimmies here in the Padawan level, Tyler. Are you ready?
You dang right I am. Let's do this.
Question number 6. To coerce Lando into betting the Falcon, Han humblebrags about his own fictitious ship. Which is one of these? Tyler's going down deep into the memory banks.
Okay, hold on. I know this. Hold on.
For those of you that may not be familiar, Tyler has, the iceberg saying where like you have a little bit of information on the top and you kind of hide everything. Tyler's brain is like the bottom of the iceberg. And sometimes it just takes him a while to peruse the iceberg down there. But he almost always finds if he thinks he knows it, but he can't come up with it. Sometimes he could think for hours and then like he'll call me at 5 o'clock in the morning and he'll just have the right answer. So.
Yeah. And you are never happy to answer that phone call, but no, I'm always very excited to make it.
Yeah. Could you just text me in the morning like a normal person?
But it's true because, I know when I don't know it, I always say like, no, I know I'm not going to be able to pull it. But when you can feel when you know the answer, like I know that it's there. I just need a minute or 10 or 15 or 20 or 30.
Sometimes
and then
it's
I'll
too much.
Get
yeah,
there.
but you will get it eventually.
Yeah,
yes.
But this one is super obvious. It's the ship that he's riding that's fictitious is a vacuum cleaner that sucks up a cat, and then they do an X-ray. They see the cat inside the vacuum cleaner, and then someone pays them $100 to clean up the mess. So it is, of course, a VCX 100, Justin.
It is.
Is it not?
It is. In fact,
right
a DCX
That's
100. And ladies and gentlemen, that's how you do it. That is how you remember things, man. I'm telling you, Tyler, we should write a book on how we do this. And we should give specific examples of all the ridiculous things we use to remember.
Right, like specifically for Star Wars trivia. Good thing I didn't look at the chat here. We had Skimmer and Helicopter. So these are both.
Yeah.
But VCX 100, that is it. That's the
absolutely
one.
It is.
We're going perfect today.
A big 3-pointer for you, Tyler. But the questions are just getting started.
I'm ready.
I can do. If I had a few more beers, I could do a much better evil laugh than that.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that one was fine. Here we go. Question 7.
Sorry. I removed your question again because I had to reference Templar Pop saying he can feel the perfection. I can as well. I'm feeling it today. The juices are flowing. It's
gas or a buzz, Templar.
This is it. This is it.
He's got nothing.
Okay.
Question 7. When Beckett enters the bar on Savareen, he tells the bartender that he's heard that he makes a good one of these drinks.
Indeed. Savareen, known for making one of these drinks.
Are you going to start doing the thing when you read the question, you know the answer?
Yeah, that's how I got to do it. Just got to feel good when it happens. You just got to take in the moment. Like, this is it. This is what going perfect feels like. Because you got to try to enjoy it the whole ride. Often it's only like right at the end, and then you're trying to soak it in. I know that I'm going perfect, so I'm going to just soak in this moment the whole time. So that way when it happens, I'm like, you know what? I got the full experience of going perfect.
As Aaron Burr said in the play Hamilton, pride goeth before the fall, Tyler. And if anyone has seen our streams before, Tyler has been close on many occasions. And when he goes down hard. So be ready.
Well, to also quote a line from Hamilton, Justin, my name is Alexander Hamilton. So
well done. Well done. I'll be back.
All right. So, Justin, of course, when Becca enters the bar on Savareen, he asks for a brandy. A brandy.
You sure it's not a Jaeger bomb?
That would honestly seem more fitting for Beckett to order a Jaeger bomb. He seems like a Jaeger guy. Like, I could see him doing Jaeger bombs. No? I do. Yeah, I could see it. He just seems like he'd go in and like he'd be a party animal. You know what I mean? Like when he threw down, he'd really throw down hard. That's just my sense. But I've only known the guy for 20 years. What do I know?
Tyler, you are correct. It is brandy. It is absolutely a brandy.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Why? I said it. That means it must be the case.
Okay.
Because we're going perfect.
Also, before we move on for our patrons, I almost forgot the week 4 quiz is up. Before I forget, I was going to mention that. And the July contest prize is up as well for those of you that are tier level 2 and above. Not real quick, Tyler and I had some personal issues we had to deal with the last few weeks, so we fell a little behind on the Patreon quiz and those things. So thank you for your patience. Those things are up and running now. All right.
There we go. Do we know who's in the lead right now?
Templar Pops is still leading the way.
Pops is still leading.
Pops is leading the way. Somehow he's ahead of Popsith. Somehow, but hey, there's a lot of trivia left. There's a lot of trivia left.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Question number 8. To get to Kessel, you first have to thread through this place before passing through the Maelstrom.
This is one I suspected was going to be a question.
Really?
This is a very good question, and I'm absolutely prepared for that. They are passing through a blood vessel, and they see a clot. And Justin, that probably sounds a little bit familiar to you on why I would say that right now for what the answer is. So yeah, this is probably, gosh, I would say this is probably my, one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie. When they're going through the Maelstrom, they see, I'll just say the vacuum breathing life form and everything, and the gravity well. Okay, the Summa Verminoth, and then falls into the maw and then gets ripped to shreds. I mean, it's just it was so cool. I really, really liked it. So
Dale says the maw.
See, now this right here would be a good one to throw me off, because if I didn't know it, the maw would be one that I would, that's right, they mentioned the maw, but I know that the maw is the gravity well at the center that they try to escape, that the Summa Verminoth falls into. That's not what they had to thread. This is just mentioned, I think, by Lando. I think Lando mentions this.
I will neither confirm nor deny that until I receive a final answer.
And it is, of course, the eye of the needle.
The eye of the needle.
Very carefully. It is the reason.
It is hashtag Maine.
Hashtag Maine. First, we have to thread hashtag Maine. That's right. I remember him saying that in the movie. So, of course, Justin, it is the ciclada.
The ciclada what?
Cluster.
Yes. Okay. I was going to say. Well, okay. Yes, that is correct. It is the ciclada cluster. And it is, in fact, Lando who mentions that in a one-off line about having to thread that first. Before going into the Maelstrom. So, well done. I actually love the scene where they go through there. And I love how it's all lit by beacons, the path. I thought it was really, really cool looking.
It kind of reminded me Back to the Future, when they're flying up in the sky and there's kind of the street lights hanging up there kind of thing. Reminded me of that. Very, very cool. All right.
Very, very cool. And that's tres más puntos for you, my friend.
Section continues. Yeah. It keeps going.
I feel like sometimes when I do accents, they sound racist. It's not intentional.
He's just very bad at accents.
It's a caricature, and it's too much. It's too much.
You're the worst.
Okay.
Racist accents.
Are you ready,
and
folks?
Give away answers to questions.
Tyler's 8 for 8 until now. Here's where he goes down. Question number 9. Question number 4 in the Padawan level. Here we go. 60 million credits. Not to Emphas Nest. She sees the refined coaxium as this, which will lead to a rebellion. I want the quote. Now.
Okay. Here we go. I actually know this.
1 point if you give me something remotely close to what she says. 2 points if you're close but not exact. You need the exact quote to get all 3 points.
Okay. I actually had this written down. Well, I had I study everything via tabs. I think we talked about that before. So I have a tab of this because you stumped me early on, months ago, with quotes almost every single time. And so I try to listen more closely for quotes that I think would be a good one. And this is one I absolutely wrote down. And I wasn't sure if you'd ask.
Caught me too. Yep.
Exactly. And I wasn't sure if you'd ask for the part that you're asking me or if you'd ask it would lead to a rebellion. I thought you might ask that.
I made sure to say which will lead to a rebellion in order to throw that off to say that I want the quote beforehand.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. It's just I have to say it perfectly.
Dale says hope.
I've actually got 2 people saying hope in there.
Templar says hope. Yeah.
No, this is a line. This is a line. This is a quote. Yep. It's the blood. Oh God, I gotta be. That will give life. That gives. No, it's gonna be will. Just something new. Another good one for Dale. That's a good one.
The fuel that will light the fire that will burn the Empire down.
It's the blood that will give life to something new.
That is so close. That is a 2-pointer. That is a
Seriously?
2-pointer. Yeah. It is the blood that brings life to something.
Brings life. Oh,
it brings life to something new.
No, Justin.
I told you he falls hard. Look, he's gonna self-implode. Everyone, watch him. Watch him.
Justin,
watch him.
Fine. I'm totally fine. I'm not upset at all. It's a stupid game. It's a stupid game. It doesn't even matter. No. I even had it written down. Oh.
I like the no. He's gonna wake up his entire family, assuming they're sleeping. I don't know if they're sleeping, but
not anymore. They're not. Gosh, that hurts.
I did again. I was generous with this because I knew it was a tough one. So I did the 1 point for anything close, 2 points for close, but not exact, and then full points for exact. So you still get 2 out of 3 points. Still get 2 out of 3 points.
Disgusted with this question.
Now, see, his mood will change as the round goes on. If he goes all the way and ends up with a 65-point round, we may never see him again. I actually hope he gets one more question wrong. I think that would make everybody feel better. So, all right, Tyler, I did predict it. I knew that was going to be a tough one, although you did come up with it quickly, and I thought, oh, geez, he actually might get this. I thought this one was the stopper for sure.
What was it again? It was brings, not will give. What did I said? Will give.
Brings. It's the blood that brings life to something new.
Shoot, Justin.
And if you think, Tyler, we're going to get on the Star Wars Schmodown with crap like that, you are mistaken.
Unreal. All right.
All right. Here we go. Question number 10. During a convo with Lando on the Falcon, Han tells him that his father worked the line making YT-1300s here before being laid off.
The Corellian Engineering Corporation.
The CEC plant is correct. Now, again, for those of you that are not familiar with our streams, whenever Tyler gets a question wrong, normally we like to talk a little bit about what we're talking about. But whenever he gets one wrong, he has to get that taste out of his mouth immediately. So he answers the following question always absolutely.
The stream is instantly. Dead to me. Gosh, that one is gonna hurt. If I do go perfect the rest of the way, that is going to hurt.
14 out of 15 in round number 2 in the Padawan.
Right. Okay.
That's right. As Templar says, let the hate flow through you.
It absolutely is. All right. Okay. All right. Let's make this a respectable round.
Yes, of course. Now, before we move on to the Jedi Knight level, just a reminder, affiliate links are down in the description. They are a great way to support the channel at no additional cost to you. If you're a collector, whether it's Star Wars or anything nerdy, we have an Entertainment Earth link down in the description. Also, if you're a creator, all the programs we use, StreamYard, Epidemic Sound, anything that we use and we approve, there is a link down there for you to click those to get those programs as well. We get a commission if you buy it at no additional cost, but if you are a creator and you're interested with the things that we use, check it out. We appreciate it. Moving right along. Pow! Right. It's Jedi Knight time. Okay. Now, again, depending... Sometimes these can be even easier than the Padawan level, but not always. These are things that are essentially never even said in the movie, as a quick reminder for everyone. So it could be just a character that is seen in a scene and their name is never said, but if it appears in some type of Star Wars canon type of publication, especially the visual dictionary, the official visual dictionary, it's fair game. So that's how Tyler and I do this.
I wouldn't say they're easier. I'd say they can be just as hard, but in a different way, right?
Yeah, just different. But kind of different style questions. Yeah. So
okay,
here we go. Question numero 11. Pow! Right. Han Solo won the Millennium Falcon from Lando Calrissian in a game of Corellian Spike Sabacc on this jungle planet.
Absolutely. Liked it too. I like that, he didn't win on that first round, because that was clever story. Because you were expecting him to win it right there. So I liked how they didn't. They kind of had that surprise. But then, the only problem is it does make the final card game super, super predictable, because you're like, okay, the movie's almost over. Of course he's gonna win it here. But still great. And so, of course, Justin, the answer to this question is it's Numidian Prime.
Tyler, that is correct. It is Numidian Prime. Well done. Unless, of course, Popsis says, oh, did you just click that too? Amazon Prime.
That was good. That's a good one.
Maybe you misspoke, Tyler?
I'm still going to go with Numidian Prime, but Amazon Prime is a good guess.
I definitely would too, especially after I confirmed that was the correct answer. So
after you said it was correct, I was like, I think I'm going to stick to my guns, because
that's smart.
You confirmed it was correct, so I just feel like changing now would be dangerous. It'd be risky.
It would be risky. Well, you're a veteran. You're a Star Wars trivia veteran now. So
kind of be like when Austin Powers hits when he gets he gets 20 or something. 21.
I like to live dangerously.
All right, and then he hits.
I suggest you stay, sir.
And you bust.
I like to live dangerously. Yeah. And then the look on his face where he's like,
oh, yeah, okay. Well, what can you do?
All right, here we go. Question number 12. Moving right along. Pow!
All right.
This lead transport security officer took the coaxium bride from Han and Qi'ra on Corellia before things went south. She sounded the alarm, locked the gate, and separated the pair.
Indeed, she did. Yep, was prepared for this question. I thought this would be a good one. And this is, there's a couple security officers I thought you might ask about that I was prepared for, and this was absolutely one of them. And you think about it too, when you look back on that scene when, she's trying to be smart, right? By saying, we'll give it to you when you open the door, like as we're going through. Had she not done that, had she just put it in there right away, she would have been home free, and they would have been riding off into the sunset together. Instead,
and who knows if Star Wars ever happens, right?
Right. Who knows how things change from that one little moment. So, of course, Justin, her name was Sharist.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
That is her last name. Do you know her first name? I'll give you credit regardless.
It's like Falthina. Falthina. Okay.
Falthina Sharist. We'll accept last names just like Jeopardy would, unless
that's what Jeopardy does.
Jeopardy would accept it unless there was another Sharist to where you would have to distinguish the two of them. So,
yep,
that is correct. Falthina Sharist is the correct answer, and that is 6 más puntos.
Okay, let's make this a good one. Let's make it a good one here.
Or as Pops says, it was LaFonda Sharist.
All right, what else you got for me here?
Question 13. After what you just said, I kind of kept with the theme here, and I feel like after what you just said, you're going to know this one immediately. This recruitment officer was stationed in the Coronet Spaceport, where he encountered our hero and gave him the surname Solo. In my opinion, a somewhat underwhelming and unnecessary backstory.
Yep. Nope. This was one of the other ones that I was thinking of. I thought you might ask about this one. So I was absolutely prepared for this. Hold on. Just got to go through the picture here.
Oh, I wonder what's going on in his head here.
Yeah, there we go. Just it's last name again. Last name again. I think I might know the first name, but I know the last name for sure. So it is Munbrin.
It is Munbrin.
Okay.
Can you give me the first name?
Is it like
assuming it's a name?
Drod?
It's Drod. Drod.
Okay.
Munbrin.
Look at
that.
that.
That is the guy who gave Han his last name, Solo.
Yeah, I have the pictures for like the last names there. I didn't do the first name, but yeah, I've just seen it enough and practiced it enough that I could be dangerous with the first names.
Right.
Okay. There we go. So, we're doing pretty well. Let's see here.
You're doing good. You're cruising right along. We're keeping with the character theme. Going next. Here we go. This poor Imperial was Han's commanding officer. Until, of course, he was blown up on Mimban. Ooh, he shied away in disgust. Ooh, he looked away in disgust.
Oh, man.
Templar says Kip.
I think he's been saying Kip a lot. I don't know. Think he's just trying it, until eventually it's right one day. Maybe it's Kip Thorne, Nobel Prize-winning physicist.
He tragically died on Mimban after being exploded.
No, he run it
what a way to go.
For creating LIGO, which detected gravitational waves, and he won the Nobel Prize. Actually got to meet him in person. Nice guy.
I didn't meet him, but I was there with you at undergrad when we saw him speak that one time.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. He did. He spoke there. Yeah, because that was right around the time where Interstellar came out, and he was the one who
Yes, it was right after he had written that book, I think, about Interstellar. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, which I really liked. I do not know this. I don't even have a clue who this could be. I know who you're talking about. I should have looked it up. I didn't even think to.
He does have speaking lines as well in the movie.
Yep, that is just my bad. Oh, man, that sucks. That's 6 points. Ouch. I don't even have a guess.
His name is Staz.
Staz? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Is his commanding officer.
Okay. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate.
Well, it lets it a little relaxing now after the quote one.
Yeah.
But this is the tough one. Number 15. Okay. No multi-part. This is a single question. Now.
Okay.
Despite the fact that I think this is going to be an incredibly difficult question, I think you're going to get this because it relates to something that I think you probably studied in anticipation of the Jedi Master bonus question. So something tells me, despite the fact that this should be insanely hard, that I think you're going to get it. I could be wrong, but I still think you're going to get it. Here we go.
Okay. Let's see.
Question 15. The mummified hand of this lost king can be seen in Dryden's study aboard the First Light.
Wow. That is a very, very difficult question. Wow. Okay. So I wasn't even going to be close to perfect on this round. I'm now going to miss back-to-back questions. Oh, man. I think I might remember seeing this in the visual dictionary. Is it in the visual dictionary?
So it is. Now, Dale, going back to the last one, says Skaz. It was Staz, Dale. I'm guessing Staz. He might have paused us. He might have us on a delay. But he could be related.
Oh, man.
So
yeah. See, this one, I think I remember seeing this.
Now, this is in the visual dictionary, and the reason that I thought I would test this as the most difficult question is because I thought you might study the Dryden Voss relics as a potential bonus question, because I almost went there. I almost made the bonus question all of the artifacts in Dryden Voss's ship and his study. Now, of course, you would have been able to get lots of potential answers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
and then you would have only needed to get so many. But you would have had many, many, many different possibilities to get the answers right. And so I thought, I'm going to take one that was highlighted in the visual dictionary, and I'm just going to make that the most difficult question to see if he did that. Well, there you go. Popsit has an answer. The Lost King of Duro.
Man, it doesn't sound too like that. That might be right. Like, that doesn't sound wrong.
Did he say Lost King? Yeah, he did. Lost King of Duro.
Oh man.
Why? I always fall behind.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know this. So let's go with Popsith. He's my boy. He's my wingman. Let's see if he can prop me up on this one. I'm gonna go with Lost King of Duro.
Popsit just saved you for 6 points.
Popsit with the sixer. Well done,
man.
buddy.
That is correct. It is the Lost King of Duro, the mummified hand of the Lost King of Duro, seen in Dryden Voss's study aboard the First Light. Popsit was just lying in wait, man. Like, again, another Hamilton reference. Aaron Burr, right? He's just lying in wait. And, oh, man, he comes out with the Lost King of Duro.
Wow,
now,
that is huge.
you were perfect, and Popsit would have just saved you with that one.
Man. I know.
Then I would say I'm in trouble. I would say I'm in big trouble.
Yeah, I don't feel as bad about my 2 out of 3 points now, though, because I've stumbled on a couple of questions. Yeah, I was feeling good. We were really cruising there for a minute, but now we've stumbled out of the gates. Well, not out of the gates. We stumbled late in the race. All right. Still,
a huge one.
Well done,
huge 6 points for Tyler. Popsith comes in, saves the day. Again, Tyler has to go through and determine, we put all kinds of garbage answers in the chat, what to pick. And so he got that one, and pow, look at that. Now,
only next time, Popsith, you got to make sure you put in parentheses that it's right. Took me a little longer
answer.
Because you forgot to label it. I know that this is a new thing that we're doing, so it threw me off. I had to really think about it there. Well
Google
done,
verify.
Popsith.
Put a blue check mark next to it or something like that.
Popsith threw me up on his back, and he carried me on that one. I appreciate it, buddy. All right.
He did. Just like Andy Richter would to Conan O'Brien. He threw you over his shoulder and boom, took you right out. So, it is last call before we get to the Jedi Master round, the multi-part bonus question. So pick up your beers, your coffees, your milk, your water, your spatchka, your blue thalassarine milk, whatever it is that you're drinking. Cheers to you, Tyler, on a round well played so far. I think you're going to do well in the bonus round, and so we will see. All right, here we go. That's about all I got, and I left just enough. Just enough, I think, to
all right,
handle me for the final rounds here. So here we go. Pow! Moving on.
Okay.
Jedi Master again. These are multi-level questions with multiple parts.
Okay.
You can always earn up to 11 points in this particular round. And this question's it's not really all over the place, but lots and lots of stuff. Tyler, are you ready?
Let's do it, man.
Here we go. Oh, keep that up. Here we go.
Okay. All right. False start. It's all right.
Sabacc.
Okay.
Tyler,
Sabacc.
I want to know the number of cards in a game of Sabacc. I want to know the value ranges that the cards go to. I want to know the value of a Psylop. I want to know when the game ends. And I want you to name the 8 players seen playing Sabacc in the lodge where Han first meets and loses to Lando Calrissian. 1 point for each correct answer. Go ahead, take a minute, start wherever you want.
Will their nicknames will suffice?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I will take their nicknames. Only a few of them have nicknames, but a couple of them do. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So the number of cards is 62.
That is correct. 1 point.
The value ranges is -10 to 10.
That is correct. 2 points.
The value of a Psylop is 0.
That is correct. 3 points.
The when does the game end?
You don't need this to get all the points. If you can name the 8 players.
Well, I think it's like you're supposed to try to get as close to 0 as possible. That's like the goal of the game, right? So
you're not getting any information from me because I'm not. I will neither confirm nor deny anything that you just said.
I think it's Do they need 0?
I want to know when the game ends, not the object of the game. When does a game of Sabacc end? You can skip this.
Okay. Okay, I guess we'll circle back to that. I'm positive it has something. It's either. Well, it's got to be they get. Okay, we'll skip it. Okay, so name the players.
Okay.
6 Eyes is one of them. I think someone put that in the chat. 6 Eyes is one
correct.
of them.
Argus Panics, that is correct.
Big Guy is one of them. The guy with like the Cyclops big eye.
His name is Glaucus. That's correct.
Therm Scissor Punch. That's probably my favorite nickname.
Okay, so clearly Pablo Hidalgo and whoever he was doing this with were high or drunk or something when they were naming these characters.
It's like the final thing they're doing in the book.
It was the final thing, exactly.
Yep.
I don't know, call him Therm Scissor Punch. I don't care.
He's got like a thermos and some scissors. Therm Scissor Punch. Who cares? Just write it down. These idiots will eat it up.
That is correct. Therm Scissor Punch.
The twins.
The twins, I do count them as one person because they are one sentient being. Any idea what their names are?
No, I only memorized their nicknames. That's why I was hoping you'd take it.
Yep, Lark and Jonk, but it is the twins. Yep, I will accept that.
Then the one is like Dava Kasamam.
Correct. That's absolutely correct. Dava Kasamam. Yep.
Who am I forgetting? Up there. Oh, I'm missing someone right there. Who's that? Oh, hold on. Wait, you said 8? Oh, does that include Lando and Han?
Oh my god, I was like, come on, Tyler, where's the two obvious players?
For a second, well, I had to go, I was going through the list, like on the visual dictionary, and like all of a sudden I'm like, well, now wait a second, there's only 6 of them. Okay, but so those are included.
You have 10 of 11. You need to give me the last card player, or you need to tell me when a game of Sabacc ends.
Okay, hold on. I know the player. Oh, so I got it. It's Karj. It's like Karjj.
Karj is absolutely correct.
All right.
Ding, 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 ding.
Baby.
That is an 11-point bonus round, Tyler.
All right.
Absolutely on fire. Well done.
I think it's been a while, actually, since I got a perfect on the bonus. That's nice. All right. That's cool.
Yeah, all right. So do you want to take a shot now? Tell me when Sabacc ends.
It has something to do with 0. They get 0?
Yeah, essentially they have to have it or draw or play a hand of 0. Exactly 0. Yep.
Okay, so
close to 0, it's like exactly 0. That's when the game ends.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So it's like they're always for like each hand, it's like the closest to 0 wins, but like the game is over.
Like they keep drawing or not, I'm not sure, but like somebody has to get to 0 before
has to get.
So I don't know if it's like you're playing mini hands. I don't know 100%. I just know that it says the game ends when a player draws a hand equaling 0.
Okay, gotcha. I'm gonna say because I knew it had. I remember reading that like it had to do with they're trying to get to 0. That's why it goes from -10 to 10. Because I was wondering if you're going to ask me about like the full Sabacc hand where you get a -10, a 10, and then you get the Psylop, which is worth 0, and so you get a 0 hand. Okay, well, there we go. That was, that was a good round. I'm happy with it at the end of the day. A solid performance. Had a 1 assist from the Pop Sith having my back. So overall, pretty good. Not too shabby.
Yeah, I believe it's just the 6-point Staz question and the 1 point off question number 9. So that's a round of 59 points.
Wow, okay. Look at that. Not too shabby. I like it.
With a huge assist of the Popsith on the mummified hand of the Lost King of Doro. Popsith. What a big one. He must have been sitting next to the visual dictionary on that one.
He was just sitting there. Right there.
Flipping through.
I know who that baby is.
And he was like, and he put it in the chat. Yeah.
Right. There it is.
That was a good one. A great round.
Well, thank you, buddy.
Absolutely fantastic. So now before we get into your signature sign-off, again, just a reminder that for the next few weeks, we're not sure, 3, 4, 6 weeks, we're going to have guests on. and we're going to do some kind of different style trivia for the next 4 or 6 weeks or so before we go back and start the movie series over and start our head-to-head competition. And then depending on how our schedules look in the fall, as school starts for our kids and other things, golf ends, we're both golfers, we golf, that we may have more free time at night to potentially do, our head-to-head show one night and then have like a guest show another night. So that's just all going to depend on scheduling and whatnot. And then we're always working on ideas for other shorter videos and shorter content. So be on the lookout for that. Templar Pops is coming on to try his hand at to sit in the hot seat with us.
It's going to be very exciting.
He's going to answer some questions. I feel like I should leave this question up just so that we're not getting the crotch shot there.
I think we gotta have the crotches in there. I think we gotta remove the crotches. Well, gotta have the crotches in there.
There you go. Right, it's Han and it's Qi'ra and it's Lando and Chewie and Beckett are over there.
Yeah, no, these are some top shelf crotches. So nothing wrong with having these up on the stream. All right.
Templar says he's on fire already. His butt is on fire.
That's because he ate Taco Bell earlier in the day. That's totally unrelated, Templar, but I hope you're prepared because we are going to bring some fire for you. All right, buddy. Are you ready?
Yes, we are.
Well, take this plane in for a landing?
Ready to move on? All right.
Let's do this
Take this plane in for a landing. And it's time for Tyler's signature sign-off. For those of you that are not familiar, people who don't even watch Star Wars, who don't even like Star Wars trivia, tune in just for Tyler's signature sign-off each and every week. Tyler sends us off with something good, something funny, a skit, something like that. He ends up killing me half the time. I can't wait to see what Tyler has in store. Tyler, what do you have in store for everyone this week?
Well, Justin, I got a special treat for you. You're going to be very excited about this. So, and this was just happenstance how this worked out. So the other day, I'm on a road trip and I take a wrong turn in Albuquerque, right? And I end up at the spice mines at Kessel. And I'm like, you know what? Even though I'm totally lost, my wife has been calling me. Where are you? Where are you? Right? I'm like, while I'm here, why don't I go ahead, pick up a little coaxium?
What?
So I've got some right here.
Oh,
I've got some coaxium right here. And what I thought I would do, and this is so apropos of the question you asked. So we talked about it during the stream. And we were like, that explosion, they had a whole train full of coaxium. The explosion's not even that big. This stuff isn't even really that dangerous. So I was just going to show you all that, they say, make sure it doesn't get above 35 standard. No, you got to handle it with a bunch of care. Baloney. That's what I say to that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you guys right here. We're just going to take this little bad boy and we're just going to toss her like that. And as you see, Justin, it's not even a big deal. Nothing even.
Wow. Yikes. Wow. That did not go very well for Tyler. Now, that is so crazy. Think about everything they went through in Solo. Going through the maelstrom with it, barreling it around, carrying it in gunfire. It never explodes. And then they get it to Savareen. They refine it. There's fighting. Tyler gets one little vial of it, and he ends up killing himself. God. What an idiot. Good night, everybody.